Where is the husband? I need to enlighten him of my poor life choices. Just to make him feel old too, because I don't want to be. I found my CD thing. My fingers hurt. I'm over it. Give me a nap.
Many hours later.
Well, why don't you show the people how I'm doing it wrong?
No, I'm not prepared to watch you do it wrong.
This is why you don't build your car with your significant other. Just let me have my tantrum event, okay? I'm allowed to. It's just... Please? My fingers hurt. I think it's time we get this build started and start transforming Archie into the weapon she deserves to be. So to give a little bit of context here, we actually started this build, I believe it was 2 weekends prior to the National Melbourne 4x4 show. Now, we still had to work Monday to Friday, so we only had the weekends to do this, and for the amount of work we had, we did pretty well.
Many hours later.
Alright, first thing we're going to do is unbox everything. Make sure we've got everything, have a read through the instructions, and start getting ready to pop this bad boy in. Now, I have to say a big thanks to 4Drive Interiors for this one. I have been chasing a roof console for years. Absolute years. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I like things hidden. And this girl gives me the ability to hide everything behind her. Oh, stickers. And still gets functionality. That, and I have kids, so I need storage everywhere. Kids put stuff in strange places. So I need as much storage as I can, and this thing is the best thing of both worlds. Right, in the Patrols, we have this nifty little sun visor. So the first thing we need to do to get this roof console in is to get this out. So we're going to pop it down, and there's some screws just up the top here that we need to undo. Okay, so we grabbed the wiring here. So now what we need to do is we need to run from in here to here. So if you feel like you get to a point where you feel like you're doing something wrong, the pictures simplify it so much for you. Personally, I'm a picture person, so, you know, I might glance over it and read it. But then I will always look back to a picture and go, oh, that looks how it should. So they made that super, super easy for people. All right, so now that that's in, let's take off our tape. Okay, so now it's time to put in the rear mount plate. So let's get the plate ready and start screwing it back in. First thing we need to do is screw this back in using the existing screws, making sure that it lines up correctly. So now that we've done that, we now need to take all those screws back out and that plate, because it is purely there for locating. This is a location plate. So now that those holes are all there, I can now move on to put the rest of the brackets up to start getting ready for the final assembly. Now that the brackets are all in place, the next step is to start to connect these little wires together. And as you can see, I haven't taped them just yet. I'm literally just connecting them so that way I can test that everything works, because there's nothing worse than getting to the end of it and finding out that it's not working properly. So we connect them all up, we test them to make sure the lights are working how we want, and now we're good to go. We can do our final bit. So what we need to do now is we actually need to fasten through these little slotted holes up to here. Really straightforward. If you're a bit uncoordinated like myself, I'm actually probably going to get a hand just to hold it, so that way I can concentrate on getting it bolted up properly. Other than that, it's been straightforward. Alright, so I'm probably going to need to borrow you.
You saw that. You do this on your own.
No, I said I already spoken to the camera. I already told the people that I'm going to need a hand because I'm uncoordinated as hell. We know this. This is not new. So there is perks to having a husband that has installed many of these. He has given me some guidance and some industry, I guess, tips and tricks along the way. The other handy thing is, here's clearly around the building, roof rack and things like that. It is virtually impossible for me to reach it. I am just over 5 foot, and there is no way I can reach some things. However, I can get myself into some nifty places. So when it comes to installing things like this, I can bend and twist in places that would be uncomfortable for the most. So that is our full drive interiors roof console done. We have much more to go on with this, but this is the roof console all done. We have a great little department to put trusty little instructions if we need to. We've got switches, which any Patrol owner will completely understand this. Patrols do not come with great lighting at all. So the fact that we've got way more lighting than what we had is excellent. Really easy to use, really easy to install. Great to match the car. Just easy. Right, so up next is our Razorback seat covers. Now, I had a love-hate relationship with these throughout the entire fitment. It wasn't the seat covers themselves, it was the headrests. And you'll see throughout this the amount of tantrums I was having over the headrests. Now, there is ways to do them. obviously just lack of experience of how to do them. It wasn't that they were necessarily difficult to fit. It's they're a snug fit, and because of that, it does make it a little bit harder. And with my attention span and my patience, it makes things a little bit more difficult. But for the most part, these were super easy to fit. By the time, I think at the time Justin was working on some lights for me, by the time he fitted them up on the bracket, I'd already fit for the passenger seat. So they are quite simple to do. It was just the headrests that were driving me insane. But that's what you get for having a snug fit, and they look amazing. One seater cover then. Yeah, another 4 to do. Any 80s and 90s babies will understand. Yeah, the worst part is my stereo doesn't even take CDs anymore.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ. So Fresh Decades hits of 2000 to 2009. The good old days. Disc 2. Of what? What was on it? There you go. A copy disc of Ministry of Sound. If you didn't know my music choice by now, you... Jesus Christ. Disc 4 of what? Oh, Skrillex, disc 2. So I had 2 discs of Skrillex. Half of these I'm pretty sure I stole from like an ex or something. Where is the husband? I need to enlighten him of my poor life choices. Where is it? Not you. Hey, babe. Should we go So Fresh? Oh, that's country. It's just to make him feel old too, because I don't want to be... I found my CD thing. Can I get any for that? Nope. Jesus Christ, how do tall people drive cars? Do I need a headrest? Is it necessary? And baby. Now that's how we're going black. I feel like it's back to front. Oh well. Just normal. We're gonna go normal. Gents have black seat covers. Blonde hair goes everywhere. So that's fun. Now to the back. We're in the back. Right. So there's a few things with these, which is why I was drawn to the Razorbacks over everything else. One of them would have been sitting in the sun. One of them is these little bits, which I'll go through shortly. More headrests. Yay. With the Patrols, especially, well, the Series 4 Patrols have magical cup holders. Now, I have two kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 4-month-old, and quite useful. So with our 5-year-old, he always keeps his Yeti in here. Our 4-month-old, we keep a bottle of his milk. So it stays hot all day in a thermos, and we leave it here so that way if either of us aren't whoever's not driving can fill his bottle up really quickly and give him a bottle on the road. Tip, don't have fake nails when you're doing this. I mean, I don't, but my fingers already hurt. Because I have a feeling you would maybe lose one or two. T-minus 1.5 seats to go. It's hot. And have a list like this long. My fingers hurt, I'm over it. I'm a nap. Which one that? Right, bottom of the seats, then another seat, then armrest, then headrest. Then done. Come back. We'll be right back. Handy tip with the seat covers, don't pull the Velcro straps. If you actually do pull them, it will start to tear on the seats. It is in the instructions, but it's just something to remember. These are actually quite easy. The backs and like the rear seats are really easy. The front seats are easy-ish. The headrest, not so much. Not so. Shh, I'm pretty sure they're on back to front too, but we're going with it. Right. This is gone that. I still think I'm doing it wrong, eh? Whatever. I do not enjoy headrests. Well, why don't you show the people how I'm doing it wrong?
Nah, I much prefer to watch you do it wrong.
This is why you don't build your car with your significant other. Just let me have my tantrum event, okay? I'm allowed to. Oh, that breeze is nice. It's just... Please? My fingers hurt. After heckling at me and actually judging me from a distance and telling me I'm constantly doing it wrong, I finally suckered him into showing me how to do it properly. Now, I was doing it the right way. It's just he has many, many more years experience when it comes to fitting them. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the seat covers. One last strap to go in for the bottom, and then we are all done. Right, next episode, we finally get to put in our drawer system. So our drawer system and our molly panels is what's going to start forming the back of this car. This allows us to do everything else I want to add in there. So make sure you jump in and subscribe to our next episode. If you haven't yet, see what other episodes we've done and where we're up to so far.